ladies and gentlemen, it's your number one fat agent coming to you today with another one of these intriguing FIFA 19 experiments, and it is gonna get spicy because we are doing another one of these all-timers. It is all-time Manchester United versus all-time Liverpool. They're about to go head-to-head in the league this weekend, so I thought, why not? Now, full disclosure, I am a Manchester United fan, but Liverpool fans, before you hit that dislike button, know that I have actually next to zero animosity toward you. As being a FIFA channel, I try to be as neutral as possible, and to prove that, here is, and I'm probably going to get dislikes from the Manchester United fans, do not avert your eyes. I put this bet in at the Luxor in Las Vegas before the season started for Liverpool to win the league. And for all you Manchester United fans out there, the reason for that was the odds were good, bro. Like, come on. And also, I have no real animosity toward Liverpool fans because I've never really felt the rivalry between Liverpool. I started watching English football in like around the early to mid 2000s, and that's when Manchester United was on top with Sir Alex Ferguson. They were kicking ass, and Liverpool kind of sucked during that era. And then in the 2010s, after Sir Alex Ferguson left, Manchester United has kind of floundered while Liverpool has gotten big. I've never really experienced the rivalry because they've never been good at the same time before. You get what I'm saying? So for me personally, I don't feel the rivalry, but I know for a lot of Europeans that this is one of the biggest rivalries in world football. And to atone to my fellow Manchester United fans, if I get my prediction wrong today in the live action game, I will tear this bet apart. This is a possible payout of $110. If you are excited as much as I am to go ahead and see all-time Liverpool versus all-time Manchester United, go ahead, smush your nipple into the like button right now. But before I get started, there are a couple of caveats so that people don't get too angry at me. But the biggest thing is that there are a lot of legends that you probably will not see on either of these teams, specifically because they weren't in FIFA. If they were not in FIFA by FIFA 10 or beyond, then I'm not going to put them in here. And the reason for that is I'd pretty much be guessing a lot of their guys' stats. Like there are a lot of Liverpool legends that I simply have not seen. I'm American. We didn't get, regular English football until like 2003, 2002. So I didn't get to see a lot of these historic greats, and I'd just be guessing on their stats off of Wikipedia. So basically, a lot of the legends of the older players are going to be from like, 2010, or if they got an icon card. So on the Liverpool side, you're not going to see people like Ian Rush, Kevin Keegan, Kenny Dalglish. On Manchester United, you're sadly not going to see Beckham, no Eric Cantona, or Bobby Charlton. But with that aside, let's go ahead and begin with Liverpool's all-time greatest side that was available in FIFA 10 and beyond. Starting off, of course, the brand new icon of this year, and that is Stevie G. Famed captain, heart and soul of Liverpool. You know that he had to be the captain of this side. But up top, very famed, is Luis Suárez, who transferred over from Ajax way back in the day, rocking the number 7, and he was electric, scoring some of the most fantastic goals that the Premier League has ever seen. Speaking of electric strikers, El Nino, Fernando Torres, is going ahead and being his strike partner up here. He is up to a 93. I've adjusted the stats of some of these players to go ahead and match their flashback cards. So already on the bench, you might have seen the likes of a flashback Sturridge. And this, of course, is the flashback Fernando Torres. And let me tell you, when I first started watching the Premier League, this kid scored one of the most impossible goals that I'd ever seen. So there's a little bit of a debate to maybe put him in here or Michael Owen, but I know a lot of Liverpool fans kind of hate Michael Owen because he kind of transferred over to Manchester United late in his career to win Premier League. But I mean, who can blame? Speaking of traitors, out on the left wing, we got Philip Coutinho. And yes, I don't know, Liverpool fans, vote up in the eye thingies. Do you consider Coutinho a snake? And then on the right side, we have future Barcelona player Mohamed Salah. Come on, guys, it's gonna happen. Alongside Gerrard in the midfield, you got Icon Littman, the 90 rated, which is his highest rating. And then, of course, at the base of the midfield, you have Xabi Alonso. Unfortunately, I had to go ahead and recreate him, and this was as high as his stats went, 87. Now, the weakness of the side is, unfortunately, it's their defense. And this might shock some people, but Virgil van Dijk is the highest rated center back that has ever played for Liverpool since FIFA 10. Jamie Carragher technically got an icon or a legend card that was rated 86, but I plugged in those exact stats and he came out to an 84. And you might have already noticed this, but I've gone in for older players. While Mascherano hasn't gotten a flashback card, I went on FIFA, I looked up when he was in his prime, I put in his stats, and he came out to an 84. Luckily though, in the keeper position, they had an absolute monster because Pepe Reina had a 90 rated goalkeeper card in FIFA 10 at the birth of Ultimate Team. And you might be asking, why am I only playing 3 in the back? Well, I mean, just most of the firepower comes from the strikers. And when you take a look back, I was struggling to find some good fullbacks. On the bench as the backup keeper, you got Alisson, you got Flashback Sturridge, Fabinho, you got Michael Owen. I boosted up Matip back when he was in his prime. You have Sadio Mane, who's there currently. Dirk Kuyt, I went back and I looked up his stats for when he was at peak Dirkness. And he came out to an 85. And then, of course, you got some current players here in Bobby Firmino, Andrew Robinson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, James Milner. Liverpool fans might not be happy about this, but I'm sorry. But that is Raheem Sterling, Iago Aspas, Mario Balotelli just for the bands, Dejan Lovren, the self-proclaimed greatest defender in the world. Should I put him into the starting lineup? What do you guys say? And then, of course, you got Mr. Alagi and Lucas Leiva. A recreation of Glenn Johnson in his peak at right back, and then Suso on the right wing. And then you might be looking at these two and be like, who the hell are these guys? I don't know how I did this. This is some weird glitch. But this is remade Nicolas Anelka. So it was just a created player and FIFA just randomly gave him a face and it's a white guy. But you go ahead and you take a look at his stats. This is prime Nicolas Anelka, who did spend I believe 20 games on loan over at Liverpool. So he's not really known as a Liverpool player, but I'm keeping it real with y'all. Liverpool's all-time team is not very good. As I said before, you know, the likes of Ian Rudge, Kevin Keegan, they're not in the game. They don't have legend cards. So I don't know if EA don't like Liverpool or something, but I need to stretch and get as much firepower on this team because Manchester United is sucking on the EA titty. They got all the icons. And to add insult to injury, so this black guy is Robbie Fowler. But I mean, fair is fair. They made Anelka a white guy. So if you take a look at the stats, this is Robbie Fowler's icon card. But when you put in his icon card, he comes out to an 83 rated striker. To put that in perspective, you gotta think that EA gave Robbie Fowler an icon card that is the equivalent of a Memphis Depay. So a lot of great sentimental faces over here and a couple of faces of some not so beloved players. But all in all, for a starting lineup, it's pretty good. But how does it compare to the all-time Man United side? Spoiler alert, Man United's better. Starting up top, you got two of the best strikers the Premier League has ever seen. Absolute domination in Wayne Rooney and Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy, of course, getting an icon card. And this Rooney isn't the flashback Rooney, nay. This is actually, I went all the way back to like FIFA 9 or FIFA 10 when he was the cover athlete. And you know they boost him when they get the cover athlete. So this is cover athlete Rooney. Back when he had a little bit of pace on him, I mean, like, come on. Then on the right side, we have prime George Best at 93 rated. On the left side, we have Cristiano Ronaldo, 94 rated. Okay, so technically he played on the right side when he was at Manchester United, but get over it. We're just going to put him on the left just to fit all the best players on the team. In the midfield, if I really want to, I could go all icon. I could go with Varane. But Varane, if we're going to be completely honest, didn't have that great of a time. He was seen as a little bit of a flop over at Manchester United, so instead, I went with Pogba, who's having the season of his life, man. Finally. 80 million? What a bargain. And then, of course, you gotta have Scholesy, aka the Ginger Ninja. And then at the CDM position, you have probably the angriest man ever to play in the Premier League, and that is Roy Keane. In the back line, we're gonna reunite the greatest partnership the Premier League has ever seen in Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic. In between the sticks is a big point of debate. Now, we have David De Gea there currently, but look at this, man. You could go with Peter Schmeichel, who's technically higher, or Edwin van der Sar, who's a legend in his own right. Moving on, it's tough for me, but Ryan Giggs does not get into the starting lineup. Of course, you got flashback Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which I had to toe down because if you actually put in the real stats for Zlatan Ibrahimovic's flashback card, he comes out to a 97 striker. And the left back, if we could go with the left back, is Patrice Evra, and I think 85 in his prime was a relatively fair rating. Then we got Bastian Schweinsteiger, and then I put in his prime version. I know he wasn't in his prime when he was over at Manchester United, but I don't do these experiments for science. I do these experiments for entertaining, and I want to see the best players in their prime up against the best players in their prime, and that goes for both sides. So technically, this is probably Bayern Schweinsteiger. Of course, PK was in the academy for a while before he transferred back over to Barcelona. We have Alexis Sánchez now, who sucked. This is why we're only running 3 in the back. The fullback game for both of these sides, not all that great. Ashley Young. Now we have Nemanja Matic. I don't know if he classifies as all-time great, but I made a rule if it's like 85 or above, I'll keep you on the team. And Raheem Sterling pained a couple Liverpool fans. I know Carlos Tevez is going to paint a couple of you Manchester United fans on here. This is flashback Tevez, by the way. Came out to an 88. We got Henrik Larsson. And then we're going to make it sting a little bit more for Manchester United fans as I put Angel Di Maria on here. He was there only for a season and for some reason really hates Manchester United. I was like, why are you so angry? Oh, I take it back about no noteworthy fullbacks. Yeah, this is Gary Neville. This is icon card and he came out to an 83. He's just so low rated, I forgot about him. Speaking of low rated icons, this is Teddy Sheringham's icon card, who's supposed to be an 86, but came out to an 83. Oh, they did it on this side too. This is Solskjaer's like card, and they actually gave him a guy who kind of looks like Solskjaer. His icon card came out to an 84. This is Prime Valencia. This is regular Lukaku. And then this is Prime Robin Van Persie, which is strange because I went back into So FIFA and he was 89 rated. When I plugged in his stats here, he's only 86 rated. Now on the Manchester United side, a couple of you guys might be saying, oh, where's Chicharito? Where's Michael Carrick? Chicharito, I didn't put in, even though he had a flashback card, and that's primarily because this team is already super stacked at striker. You got Rooney, Van Nistelrooy, technically Ronaldo is a striker as well. You have flashback, Zlatan, Henrik Larsson, Lukaku, and Prime Van Persie. And I don't think anyone's going to argue that Chicharito was better than any of these guys. Maybe Lukaku. And secondly, well, I love Michael Carrick as much as anybody else, but when you go back and you look at his So FIFA ratings, the highest he was ever rated was like 82. So he was never going to break into this team with the likes of, Scholes and Keane, Pogba, Modrić, Varane, Schweinsteiger. No disrespect, I love Carrick though, but... Now I sit on July 1st of 2018. To remain neutral, I shall be simming as Newcastle. Let's go ahead and take it to the end of the season and see where these two teams end up. And per usual, at this point, you guys can go ahead, vote up on the iThings. Which team do you think will reign supreme at the end of this season? You don't necessarily need to win. It's whoever's finishes higher in the table. That's how it goes. Now, for me, I have to go ahead and make a prediction here. And for the sim portion, I'm not going to put anything on the line because I'm putting $110 online on the live action portion. So I'm going to go chalk here, and I'm a Manchester United fan, so I'm going Manchester United. No shocker. I think the only advantage that Liverpool has is technically they have higher rated strikers. But I guess we'll see at the end of the season. Take it away, Time Wizard.
Go, Time Wizard!
Alright, we sit on June 1st of 2019. Let's see how the player stats ended up. And it is neither. It's Eden Hazard who goes ahead and wins the Golden Boot, but Luis Suárez in second place here with 16 goals. Got Ryan Giggs contributed 15. Let's keep on going down. Dirk Kuyt went ahead and got 14, and Georgie Best put in 11. In assists, it is what? They signed Luka Modrić. Manchester United signed Luka Modrić in this save, and he got the most assists. That's a little bit of cheating, but I'm neutral. I can't control either of the sides. I'm sorry. It's kind of BS, I know. And then Ryan Giggs is in 8th place with 6, and then Scholesy had 6 as well. No Liverpool in the top 15. Then we go over to clean sheets, and it is Peter Schmeichel who goes ahead and wins the Golden Glove with 16. We have to... Oh, there's actually... Pepe Reina contributed 10. And then Alisson got 9. So combined, they had 19 clean sheets. And for you math majors, 19 is more than 16. So maybe I was wrong. Liverpool fans, you got a shot. Let's go ahead. Take a look at the table. as Newcastle was down in 17th place. Let's go up. Ooh, Manchester City finishes in 5th. Spurs in 4th. 3rd is Chelsea. And this is it. Manchester United by a nipple hair, 2 points over Liverpool, 88-86. And it turned out in a way that I did not expect, because as you can see, Liverpool actually had the better defensive record by 4 goals. I mean, to be expected for Manchester United to go ahead and win the league, but Liverpool made it a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Go, Time Wizard!
But Liverpool fans, you do have a chance to redeem yourself in the live action portion. We have the greatest players of past and present for Manchester United versus the greatest players past and present for Liverpool in a head-to-head match. Classic, legendary difficulty at a neutral ground at Wembley Stadium. We're about to see one of the great historic rivalries in sports get underway. And as it starts off, you already know, I'm predicted, I gotta go with my boys, Manchester United, or I'm tearing this apart. Lippman in. Oh! Torres! Going for the spectacular, and for a second I thought it was going in, bro. My balls just dropped right there. It's not reading the play. Vidic splitting the lines. pulling it out. Rooney turns, gets it Cristiano Ronaldo. Best is unmarked at the back post here. It is a score! Is it a goal? Yes, it is. I wanted to check. He looked a little bit offsides, but Liverpool caught absolutely asleep. There was no one marking Georgie Best at the back post. That's Coutinho coming back and trying to mark George Best. Oh, Jose, he's back, baby. And Georgie Best rocking the 17. I'm sorry. I know it's sacrilegious to see him without them 7, but Cristiano Ronaldo's on the other side, looking a little bit safer. Vidic splitting the lines once again. Scholes running into space. Gives it back to Rooney. To Van Nistelrooy. He's got space. This is a second one. And it is just a torrent of goals so far. Van Nistelrooy with the rocket off of the right foot. Look at this play. Right here to Rooney, and Van Nistelrooy teleports the ball into the back of the net. He's going ahead and rolling into the top of the box. Coutinho over to Alonso.
Mella. Lovely cushioned header. But Gerrard! You beauty! What a head, son! What a head!
The response that Liverpool needed, coming from who else but Stevie G. Look at this. Maybe you're not so safe. To Ronaldo, back to Keane, and that's going to be it for halftime. 2-1, an exhilarating match. As you can see, fairly even. The chances are far and in between, but when both sides have had them, they've been clinical. 2 goals to 1, 3 shots to 2, 2 shots to 1 shot on target, and almost even when it comes to possession. It looks like we got our first substitution. Paul Pogba is going to be leaving the pitch for Sebastian Veron, while Coutinho is coming out for Raheem Sterling. Yes. Bants. How amazing would it be if Raheem Sterling scores the equalizer? We got another. Wayne Rooney is going to come off for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Oh, Fabinho just dump trucked Roy Keane. Roy Keane cannot be pleased right now, but he's got better things to worry about. Oh! This is Zlatan. George Best. Zlatan! Oh, I couldn't even say Zlatan correctly, but they still have it. Ronaldo into the middle. Van Nistelrooy. And Georgie Best. Final substitution. That's great to see. Ryan Giggs is now on the pitch. Can't make it past the first man, but Fernando collects. Now Cristiano Ronaldo. He's already got himself an assist. Oh! Beautiful! Oh, he missed it! Doesn't turn. Giggsy. Where's he going to go here? He's got space. Cross into the middle. Oh! He's made a mess of it, but somehow gets away with it. Only as far. Oh, no! No! No, it's over, bro. It's over. Oh, man, Nistelrooy is a monster. An absolute monster. Pereira makes an absolute mess of this at first, but Veron, header, and then bicycle into the back of the net. Athletic, clinical, majestic from the Flying Dutchman. We good, bro. We good. 7 minutes to go, and do I dare say it? I do not think that Manchester United will let this slip. I'm definitely going to get the dislikes for that one. What is going on here? All right, there we go. That is it, guys. Clap it up. In the battle of all-time Manchester United versus all-time Liverpool, Manchester United have come out on top on both sides. And Liverpool fans, hold your heads high because you guys are better in real life. Since I got both my predictions right, I do not have to go ahead and rip this up. No. Liverpool fans, room for it. And guys, if you want to have some input on the future all-time teams, did I miss someone, or maybe some future experiments, follow me up on the Twitters. For this one specifically, I don't know that much about Liverpool, I'm going to be honest. So I actually put out on Twitter the team that I came up with, and some of you guys came up with some good suggestions. But that is going to be it for this all-timers versus all-timers experiment. If you guys enjoy, go ahead and smush your nipple into that like button right now. If you want to see another great all-timer versus all-timer, Real Madrid versus Barcelona, and that match was even more ridiculous than this one, or I brought it back, boys. The China career mode is finally back. Go ahead and click down here, Dixie's Poos. But that is going to be it from me, BMOnus. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Remember to stay yourself, stay humble. And until next time, guys, stay thick.